Good afternoon and welcome back to the top of the Disney Springs parking garage, and we're not here for Disney Springs, just something a little different today. Thought it'd be a little bit fun. I know I've done a video of this before, I've done some videos like this, but today I want to do an official, I want to go to Pop Century and I want to do a resort tour. Now I know other YouTubers have done them, I know other people have done them, and I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to do exactly how they're going to do it. I'm going to do it my way. And I mean, it's just one of those things, some people may have not seen those videos, or some people want to get different perspectives of those videos. So we're actually here because if you want to visit the Disney parks, resorts, like the resorts here at Disney World, easiest way to do it is to park at Disney Springs, take one of the buses over, and I'll show you the bus loop over there. But we'll have to go over there, grab a bus, head over to Pop Century Resort. So usually the reason why I park in the orange garage, which is was the first garage built here at Disney Springs, because it's the closest to the bus stop. So I'm looking for Pop Century Resort, which is going to be stop 27. Now a lot of times Pop Century are like so Pop Century is considered a value resort. They will usually be in the bigger numbers because they need the most room, because on super busy days they have to have like multiple switchbacks for them. So we had to head over to stop 27, grab a bus to Pop Century, and we'll start over there. And one little bus ride later, we are here at the Pop Century Resort. Disney's Pop Century Resort is considered what's called a value resort. A value resort is the lowest tiered resort at Walt Disney World. They have three different ones. They have value, moderate, and deluxe. Then they have a campsite. So technically four. Disney's Pop Century Resort is everything through the 1950s through the 1990s, and every section that we'll visit has a different theme. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to start here at the very front. So this is where, if you are staying here, you will be dropped off by the Magical Express. This is where they will drop you off, take you right inside into the check-in area, or the classic hall as they call it. This is also if you're going to be picking up a taxi, an Uber, a Lyft, rideshare, Disney Vacation Club. This is where they will pick you up right here. If you turn to the left, this is the bus stop. And as you can see, the very first bus stop was Magic Kingdom, because they had these special long buses. Then all the way down they have Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and all those other ones, all the way down the line. So the bus station is out in front, so it is a little bit of a hike if you're going to be one of the edge spots we're going to be visiting. So let's start out by heading into the classic hall. So as soon as you walk in, kind of walk into this little central atrium area. So right to the left, when you walk in, like where we came from, is everything shopping, pop and shopping. So it's the food court and the gift shop. To the right is the check-in and main registration center. Now most times with Disney, you could do most of this stuff online before you get here, so it's usually a lot easier. But if you have any issues with the room, you need a concierge, like reservation and stuff, they can help you with that. So let's kind of go in here and just take a quick glance at the food court. And they do also, so we're in the gift shop actually really quickly, because you have to walk through the gift shop to get to it. They do have special merchandise for the gift shop, so for the resort, so you have Disney's Pop Century Resort Mickey. It's a nice blue tie-dye, $25. And then a nice little cup. See that, if I can get it to. And that $18 for that. Totally awesome. They also have like keychains, pins, magnets, coffee cups. So these are like smaller coffee cups. The cup we saw earlier already. You can get like a water bottle. $18 for that. And if you want a Disney Rubik's Cube, it's pretty cool. Giant pop sign out here. So I was going to show this food court, but I always find it that I always get a little weirded out by recording, because there's a lot of cast members working in there, plus there's a lot of other guests, so I don't like doing that. So what we did is we came out, so right there's the classic hall. To the right is this is the food court section, so you can go in through classic hall. And when you walk in, to the left would be the arcade that's in there, and also the check-in and check-out area. To the right would be the food court and the gift shop. But so what we're actually going to do is we're going to start out by starting from, and we're going to go from the 50s to the 90s. So when you come out, the 50s section will be to the right and all the way down to the end. So let's head that way. And so like a resort like Pop Century has two different styles of rooms. They have standard and they have what's called preferred rooms. Standards will be the ones that are going to be the cheapest. And I mean, this is already the cheaper rooms here at Pop Century, because this is a value resort, so it's probably close to like $120, $130 a night. But that's probably for preferred rooms. Standard rooms probably about $100, $110 a night. Preferred just puts you towards the middle section of the resort and closest to the buses. And the standard puts you towards the edges. So what we'll do is we'll come up to this map really quick to kind of show you what it is. Now, Pop Century is also connected to another resort that we may have to come back to and look at later, and that's the Art of Animation, which is another value resort, but it's more of a family style resort. But as you can see, this is the whole map of Pop Century, so like I said, 50s. So when we came out, we walked out right here. So we started off at the buses, walked into the Classic Hall. This was the check-in, check-out, concierge. The Magical Express picks up and drops all right there. The guest parking was behind the buses up here. Food court, gift shop, anything else you need. We walked out and we walked down this little walkway right here. We're going to come back to the 60s. So this is more of your so these two will be your preferred rooms. The 50s, 80s/90s will be your standard rooms. So we are walking over to the 50s. We'll start all the way on the edge and work our way over. And almost every section at Pop Century has a pool. The only one that does not is the 70s. So, like right here, you're in the 50s section. There is a pool here, and it's going to be shaped like a bowling pin. But you can see everything's kind of designed differently, like has a theme to it. You know, it's like way out. Poodle skirts, or little radios. I think 8 tracks to the 70s area. Little doghouse. They have Lady and the Tramp is. So a lot of times they'll have characters for the years you're gonna be staying in. So like this is the 50s, so this will have Lady and the Tramp, but it'll have Tramp and Lady in the middle here. So as you come up, there's Tramp right there, big old 4-story tall Tramp. And to the right is Lady. Once we come around the tree here. Right there. I don't know if you can see it, we'll go back around. And plus you have to be staying at the resort to go into the pool. So you can see it is designed for the bowling pin in the middle. It's kind of hard to see it from above when you looked at the map earlier. It did look like a bowling pin. And then it's funny, like the bathrooms and the shower area look like the area where the shoes hang out at. So, and then there's a giant like jukebox behind it that has like all 50 songs. And that's why, like, you look, it's 50. So with the 50s, you have bowling pins that are at the edges for the staircases. See right here? So that's kind of funny. Very big resort. It's kind of not really a huge resort, but it's kind of bigger. It's one of the bigger ones. But also, if you're curious where I came, walk this way past the Tramp, keep going that way, straight that way, is the Classic Hall, which isn't too far away. Like a lot of this, the nice thing about Pop Century is a lot of this isn't very far away from each other, but I thought I'd come out this way, come towards the Hourglass Lake. So along Hourglass Lake, this is the connecting between the two resorts, so Pop Century and Art of Animation. So you can see across the way, Art of Animation. Pop Century originally was supposed to be this huge resort that's going to have, is we split into two, just kind of how like Disney's Port Orleans, French Quarter / Riverside are. They're split to two different resorts. So this is the classic years. That's what this side's called, and that side was supposed to be the golden years. So it's supposed to be like the 1900s to the 1940s. However, they were building this resort during the time frame of the, what do you call it, right after the 9/11 attack. So they had to stop construction. And they actually had, so the fun fact is they had actually already built that wing, but it left set abandoned for some amount of time. So, and then also the nice thing about Pop Century, not only will you have buses that you'll be able to use, but you also have the gondolas for the Skyliner soon. So, but if you come out here and you come out to Hourglass Lake, this is actually a running trail. It's about 1.5 mile running trail. And if you go along the trail here, this is you'll have little signs that will tell you every little fact that there are. So like 1955, Disneyland opens in Anaheim, California. And it like goes all the way down with different things through that era. So as you pass each era, so like this is the 50 section. As you can see, nice purple color. The bowling pin pool over here. We're gonna actually walk this way back towards the 60 section. Because most of the design stuff will be on the inside, so we'll keep going this way up to the 60s. So I kind of kept walking down this way, so I ended up starting down there, kind of in that area, general area, walked along this way, and right now we're kind of coming up to the point where it transitions. You can see it says 1960 section where the latest created. Census shows women's heading to work record number up to 34% from 25%. So you can tell the difference between, because of also the different styles of buildings. So as you can see, 60s is gonna have yo-yos, because I guess that because the yo-yo thing was big. So these are gonna have the, wow, I really said that really, had a really good accent to that. But these have the nice staircase in the middle. And what is nice, the name of a Disney resort, especially something like this, it's very friendly, kid friendly, because of all the different colors. You have the different, you know, all the different characters they have. And also it's the convenience of being really close to the theme parks, and also being able to take a bus or the gondolas from this resort to the parks, because then you don't have to worry about renting a car. Disney offers you transportation to the resort and from the resort to the airport, so it makes it super nice because you have the Magical Express. So we keep on working our way around because we're gonna head up to the Hippy Dippy pool, which is like the main pool here at Pop Century. So we ended up walking from that, so that little walkway right takes you down to the Hourglass Lake. That's where I just walked up from. Coming down this way, this is going to be one of the more expensive rooms because these are going to be pool views and also as close to the front as you can possibly be. But it's a 60s theme, so you have Jungle Book over there across the way with Mowgli and Baloo. It's also got Peace, Love, and Happiness. And you got Play-Doh around the corner. And then the Hippy Dippy pool is actually shaped in a flower with these little flower jets spraying out. They also do have like table tennis right here. A bunch of little seats with umbrellas on it, and kind of all stuff groovy right out through here. So pretty cool. Very hot out though, I can tell you that. So dip of the pool sounds like a great idea right now. So kind of down to the end here, and literally it's a simple little walk. It's really not much, like I said. It's kind of just showing off the little different areas and what kind of stuff they have. Where are the pools here? So if you want an idea where we're at, so you see the giant pop back there, that's the classic hall back there, and I just walked straight down the middle of the 60s. And this puts me right here over at the little bridge that connects the Skyliner and also connects to Disney's Art of Animation, which is another value resort, like I said before, right across the way. So you have two resorts very close to one another in this area. And as you can see, as we come up back towards the middle, and we were literally just up and around the corner up there, so we're going to keep working our way to the left, head to the 70s section. But like I was saying, right here it shows the running trail. The New Balance running trail used to be, now it's just running trail. See, it's 1.3 miles around the lake, and that's just going around the lake. So if you need to keep running or you're into that stuff, great place to come. So we're going to keep walking along Hourglass Lake right around the corner. So right now it is showing us 70s themes, like 70s facts, but we're still in the 60s because this is still the 60s section, because you tell by the flowers and the Imperial and the Duncan yo-yos. It's actually kind of funny, every once in a while they do have a Duncan yo-yo stand with people from Duncan to come out and show yo-yos. It's actually one of the things I remember when I used to come here, because Pop Century is one of my favorite resorts to visit when I used to live in Texas before moving to Florida. I still love it. It's still one of my favorite resorts out there, so very fun. So we're gonna actually go up that little walkway right there and go up to the 70s section. So just gonna keep on walking up this way because we're heading towards the 70s section. So we're coming up this little walkway right here, and you can tell we're in the 70s section because it now has 8 tracks on the very edge. So it won't enclose the stairwell, but they are in front of the stairway. So like there's a stairway, it's an 8-track right there. Also, it's kind of nice. Now you have an area where you can see Goofy with a surfboard and a fancy car for the 70s. So it's like a nice little picture spot you have. As you can see right here, that we're back to the classic hall. There you kind of see the pop sign up it. So it is, we've been kind of going up and down, but this one will be going straight through. And like I said, 70s this is actually going to have some preferred rooms in it. So like this building right here will be a preferred room because it is super close towards the bus stop. But this one does not have a pool in it. And so 70s, you have the Twister, there's some Twister games out here. Get Down. All this fancy stuff. This is ridiculous. Like, I always felt this was one of the most really well themed resorts. So then you have a giant big wheel over here. I mean, like a 3-story tall big wheel. A giant foosball table set. So this would normally be, if they would have a pool, this would be it. So if you're in the 70s section, either you have to go over towards the 80s and 90s pool or to the Hippy Dippy pool. And usually the 70s is the one we usually stayed in when we were here. So we'd always go to the Hippy Dippy pool, and we would be in this like this building's right here and just walk over. And you also have a 4-story tall Mickey Mouse foam. I mean, just think about it. Look how tall these foosball players. Like, this is me looking at it right here. Super tall. and the giant foosball itself. So the 70 section only has considered 2 buildings because they're connected in the middle. Actually 3 buildings. I forgot this one stretches out differently. So yeah, but this one has also like a few little spots. This has a lot. This is very open, but this one also has a lot more shade in it. So like, and then there's another Twister game up here. It's really funny, and this actually leads us right back to the pool. Not to the pool, towards Hippie Dip, the Hourglass Lake, because the Hourglass Lake is shaped literally like an hourglass. So keep following it up here. Then the 80s and 90s is connected in the same. So the 80s takes like the front part, and the 90s is the back half. And now walking into the 80s section, what I'll do is I'll find a directory when we get over, and I'll kind of show my walking path that I just took today for this, to give an idea of where everything was. So we're going to walk into the 80s section, and it's going to be the front section right here. And so it's going to have a Rubik's Cube in it. It's going to have Pac-Man on the side. And most every one of these is like, has different little dancers dancing on the side of it. So like, you're going to have doing like breakdowns, or hip hop, or I don't know what they call it. But these were the rooms. So these have now a lot of the rooms that were refurbished over the couple of years. So these are gonna have much nicer rooms and stuff. And then you have a giant Roger Rabbit on a can over here. So definitely a lot. Like this is, I always like this resort because like I've been here for about 45 minutes and I've walked pretty much the whole entire way already. We're not all the way done yet, but so you keep coming on up the 80s, and then the 90s has only got 1 building in it. So that's kind of the only thing about it, is I think because this is also built early 2000s, so didn't have much room for it. But then you also have a, said Roger Rabbit right here, and then this is a computer pool. Giant floppy disk over there. Then a giant Walkman. It looks like it needs a little touch up on it, but you can see it's got a giant keyboard for the giant pool, computer pool. And then the last one is the 90s section, which the ends are gonna have a giant, like almost Nokia looking phone, rollerblades, CDs. And then it's kind of funny, the pool house, like for the pool like filtration system, looks like a giant box with a computer. So like you have the monitor for where you're swimming in, and then the keyboard back, and then this is the giant like computer box itself. So really kind of, just the theming is ridiculous. So this has about 10 buildings, and then they have the old style laptop, and it's really cool actually. It shows, look at what it says on there. It says Disney's MGM studio, Disney Animal Kingdom opens today. Old test track. It's really funny actually. So we're gonna head up back towards the main area, head back towards Disney Springs, because it was kind of a quick walk around. I know it wasn't like super in depth, but I just gonna do a quick kind of walk around. Look at this stack of floppy disks as well. That's even more funny. So like I said, if I can find a directory, I'll kind of show you the path I took today. You have definitely found the shaded areas right here, but also they do have this tiny little playground right around the corner here. So we're back over in the 70s section. This was the 3rd building I thought didn't exist, and I thought it just went 2 across. No, the one on the other side, the building over there with the Mickey phone, is just 1 across, and then you have this one that goes back. Now what was funny was I was standing up there and I watched, and if you would like a minivan to pick you up, because if you're staying at one of the, well, anyone can use the minivan, but if you're staying at one of the minivan resorts, up there, you see where that van is, it says Floral and Gifts. They'll actually, if you tell them what room you're at and stuff, it will actually drive it up all the way right to you. And I mean, I know that's most of the pickup, but still kind of cool with the minivans. So the way we went today was that we came out of the bus stop, I went up here, looked at the main entrance area, went to the Classic Hall, went up and around, came out, the giant pop center right here, went up all the way down, walked this way by the bowling pin pool, saw the radio, came down here, walked past here, came up this little pathway right here, up and around to the Hippy Dippy pool, saw the Play-Doh, Jungle Book, came down to the middle section, walked all the way up here, and they call this Memory Lane, up this way, down the middle to there, up to the 80s, back around, and then down this way to where I am now. So I'm gonna head back through the Classic Hall, fill my water bottle up, and go catch a bus back to Disney Springs. One of my favorite things about Florida, literally you can look over somewhere and you can see it raining that little gray spot right there, that's in rain. So literally it's like, it gets rainy over there, but not raining where I'm standing. So I always enjoy that quite a lot. It happened earlier today when I was doing other stuff. So it's kind of cool to look at. So now I am back to Disney Springs after a fun little trip over to Disney's Pop Century Resort. A lot of fun. I know it wasn't as super detailed as I was hoping for it to be. I just got really, it's just so hot that I just kind of started losing track of what I was trying to say. But I am glad I did get you guys over there, showed around a little bit, walked around. One of my favorite resorts to go to, and I really want to stay there again. Maybe do more, show you some of the rooms. So, but with all that being said, I do head out from a very hot but fun trip out to Disney's Pop Century Resort. I'll see y'all next time.